Welcome to NTV People's Parliament, still seated here at Ntugamo District Local Government Headquarters. Agnes Nandutu, the Speaker of the People's Parliament, presides. Madam Speaker, the state of social service delivery in Uganda is still lacking, and would like to assess the state of social service delivery in Ntugamo District.
Those in favor, aye. To the contrary, no? Aye. Ayes have it. Yes, honorable members, you're welcome to NTV People's Parliament. Let's set the ball rolling. Yes, the district health officer, could you please assess for us the state of health centers and health service delivery in the district?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker and honorable members of this Parliament. To begin with, health is a critical component of the national development. In Ntugamo, as in any other part of the country, the sector performs in accordance with the National Health Sector Strategic Stroke Investment Plan that provides a framework that will guide the health investments to fit in the National Development Plan. In Ntugamo, we have one district hospital, that is Itojo, that provides all ranges of health services. We have 3 health centers based at health sub-districts, so at the county level. And in Ntugamo, I think it's one of the districts where all are operational. What do we mean? They are providing emergency obstetric care. And they were created, in a sense, to make sure that mothers who become pregnant don't die because of the pregnant-related complications, including doing cesarean sections. At the staffing level, at the national level, we are at 71%. I mean, Ntugamo is at 71%, and the average for the national should be 70. However, critically, when you assess these, the human resources I've talked about, most of these are support staff. They are not technical staff, bringing in a challenge of service delivery to the people. Financing in the health sector, generally, it is still underfunded because we are entirely depending on central government releases under PHC, that is primary health care. In Ntugamo, as I assess the situation in financing, we are financing health at around 7%, and by WHO standards, 15% of the government budget, and specifically now Ntugamo, should be allocated to health, which is not done. And without enough resources, it means we cannot provide all services as required, Madam Speaker and honorable members. As far as infrastructure is concerned, when you look at the buildings we have are the ones that were built during colonial time. Most of them are collapsing. We don't have staff houses in most of the units. So most of our health workers have to trot, moving from far distances to go and work. And what does that translate into? One is late coming, which is affecting service delivery in one way or another. Absenteeism, because if you don't have transport, sometimes you not force yourself to go. But some of these things also are brought up by the attitudes of our health workers, which we have tried to address. And we think with the time we are seeing some improvement with the engagement of the CAO's office and the district council, including the RDC. Having said all those, we still have major challenges, like lack of transport means in all facilities, including my office. The car you have before you start, you can even run away. Even those we have that are very old, we don't have enough finances to maintain and repair them. In most of our units, they don't have motorcycles to do outreaches. So we are waiting for patients to come and do what? But some health workers even move because they have the goodwill to work. We also brace that we have functional VHTs.
Okay, thank you, honorable member, for that overview. But let's look at the roads, honorable member. Let's look at the roads and the education sector.
Thank you, honorable speaker. About 60% of our roads are accessible. Those are district feeder roads, but of course we have community access roads that are managed by the sub-counties and the communities themselves. We also have the roads, the national roads, managed by Uganda National roads authority that
UNRA.
traverse within the district, and those are managed, some are managed by the station in Kabale, others in Barara. And as I talk now, about 80% of the UNRA roads in the district are accessible. The graders that were given, I want to say that are not heavy graders. And as you know, if you have moved in Ntugamo, the roads really need heavy graders based on the terrain. So most of these equipments we have are actually very weak, and before they do 6 kilometers, it has broken down. So you spend more money repairing and more time following up the repairing process than the time you spend doing the work. As I talk now, only 1 grader is functional out of 3.
Let's go on education.
In the area of education, Ntugamo has 242 primary schools. Those are government aided. Of course, we have over 160 private in nursery and other primary areas. We have 37 secondary schools, government and private USE that we are supporting and working with. We have 3 tertiary institutions by government, run by government. Of course, we also have the private tertiary institutions in the district. Out of the total budget of Ntugamo of about 33 billion, we have a total of 19.8 billion into the sector of education. Of course, the biggest amount is salaries, which take about 15 billion out of that money, and then about 2.8 billion that goes into the USE and UPE capitation grants to the secondary, primary, and also the tertiary institutions. And then we have a construction component, which takes, for secondary, primary, takes about 800 million shillings. Then the rest is what goes on the recurrent expenditures.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. You have heard for yourselves. Let's now set the ball rolling. What is not working in the district?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The health sector is also fairly doing well, particularly knowing that drugs in hospitals are sent from the center now and then, and at least most of the times they are available. The drugs come to the hospital, the drugs come directly to health center 3s, and they go directly to health center 2, and they are labeled.
So is everything okay in terms of drugs?
In the drugs supply, at least only increase in shortage of about 1 week or 2, but at least we have drugs. We have operationalized all our health center 4s with doctors, and the theaters are working. Rubare with a doctor, Washamire with a doctor, Chitwe with a doctor. We are only lacking an anesthetic assistant in Chitwe. And therefore, that is a very big breakthrough to health service delivery to our people.
Wonderful.
Now, as we talk now, we have managed to improve the status of doctors. At one time, there were no doctors at all.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. What is your take on that, Mr. Councillor?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. It has been a privilege
The district is doing well in terms of health, according to the chairman of the district.
Madam Speaker, I don't want us to bring here politics.
Yes.
I want us to look at a point more critically and say how best we can save this district.
Exactly.
Not necessarily bringing politics here. I am a member of this district council. I come from Itojo, where there is a district referral hospital. I'm a member of the social service committee of this district. So I think I'm in a better position. Actually, I want to agree entirely. Are
you in a better position than the chairman?
I want to slightly disagree with my chairman and agree with the DHO. You see, things cannot be perfect. Yes, I agree, but I think we are failing when it comes to health sector. And I wish members of parliament of Ntugamo were here. How do we mention that we are very fine when the medical team from Itojo, I am glad the medical superintendent is here, has spent 3 months without electricity.
Without what?
Without electricity. Madam Speaker, Itojo Hospital, I want to continue with this one. Itojo Hospital, which is the referral district hospital, has spent 3 months without electricity. I want you to imagine.
And how are they doing? Where is the person from the Itojo Hospital?
I want you to imagine.
Please come forward and tell us the truth. Come forward.
This is People's Parliament. Let the truth prevail.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. Part of what he has said is true, and possibly maybe part of what he has said may not be true. It's true that in part of the hospital there is no electricity, but we have electricity running in the hospital because we wouldn't do operations in the hospital without power. Therefore,
so what happens to the other part? Why half has electricity and another half doesn't have electricity?
Under the standing orders, all employees of the government should pay for their own electricity. However, it's the government's responsibility to pay for the electricity consumed by the hospital. Therefore, we have power in the hospital, but for people who haven't paid for their debts, they don't have power in their houses.
I really thank the medical superintendent. He has spoken the truth, and I expected it from the district chairperson. Now, Madam Speaker, there is the district...
But the hospital has electricity. It's only the staff quarters.
There is a hospital management committee. And this is a doctor who does not have electricity in his own home. And I expect him to be very smart. I expect him to have lunch. I expect him to be very orderly when he's coming to the hospital. There is a distance between...
So what happens if he does not want to pay his bills?
Exactly. This is what we are saying. Madam Speaker, I am a voice of the people of Itojo, him inclusive. I must raise it out here. That actually part of the electricity that has been in the hospital was just recently put it there. I can mention it and he can agree with me that the electricity is a problem in Itojo. There is a water shortage in Itojo. If we went there today, that water comes from my own home. If that water had a problem right now, entire this referral hospital would be in total danger. We used to have where this water was collected from. As I speak right now, it is being grazed on and encroached on by some people around this place.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. You will probably get another opportunity. Let's hear it from the medical officer from the hospital.
Thank you so much, Madam Speaker. First of all, I would like to clear the air. We have enough water. We have not run short of water for the last 3 months I have been there. Therefore, we have constant flow of water in the hospital.
So, Honorable Member, leaving the floors, telling the house lies. Go ahead.
So, we have 2 standby generators. Anytime power goes off, we start off generators, so we don't stop operations midway because there is no power.
Yes, what information do you want to give, Honorable Member?
On 28th December 2014, university students from Ntugamo district, which the association I had, traveled in the morning. It was a Sunday. We went to Itojo Hospital. We interacted with members of the hospital, the patients, and the health workers themselves. Actually, one of the doctors told us that actually, you university students, please help us. We have a problem of electricity. And I would love to put it clear in this house that please don't betray your own. These are the people, it is not for the people of Itojo, it is for the people of Ntugamo, because it's a referral hospital. Thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, honorable members. His word against his word against his. So who should we believe? The people of Ntugamo, who should we believe? But before we continue, let's go for a short break. And when we come back, we are going to discuss other problems facing this district in the health sector. Welcome back. You are still watching NTV People's Parliament sitting in Ntugamo, discussing a very important topic, the health of the people. How are they being served in the district? And there's a lot of finger pointing here and there from the chairman to the other person. So I want to find out the truth. The district health officer, what is the truth on the ground?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker and honorable members of this House. One, I want to first make a clarification. Given the time we are given to air out,
Speak to the people, please.
now what the snapshot I was giving, I talked about human resource, which I said is improving. Drugs and medicine supply and others, infrastructure development, have been progressive improving. What I was trying to bring on board, in fact, that's what we are discussing. What is not working that needs to be what? Improved on.
Yes.
For Itozo, electricity, before that, the genesis of this problem was that the staff houses were connected to the complex. And it was the hospital budget that we are paying for staff bills and utilities. But when we accumulated the bills as management and part of management, we decided to disconnect the staffs from the main complex. And they started paying their own bills, except for some few who refused to pay because we are using 1 meter. But in the process, as we are speaking, we are having submitters being connected on individual houses. It's only those stubborn, I will call them stubborn ones, who have refused to pay that are causing the rest to suffer.
What air do you want to carry, Honorable Member?
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
And speak to the people, please.
I'm the Acting Chief Finance Officer of this district. And I want to clarify on the issue of electricity for Ntugamo Hospital. Ntugamo Hospital had accumulated bills of electricity to a tune of 247. And as a strategy of the district.
Million or thousands?
Millions. We have, as a district, we have sat and liaised with Umeme. What is causing this tremendous increase of consumption of electricity? Two things have been discovered. One, we have found out that electricity has been cheated, has been tapped by people around Ntugamo Hospital through underground.
So the problem of electricity in Ntugamo Hospital is not government problem.
It's not our
It is
problem.
individual problem.
Yes.
Thank you, Honorable Member. I will give you another chance. Yes, Honorable Member.
Thank you, Madam
You are the
Speaker.
people accessing the hospitals and health centers.
I want us to debate this thing with a sober mind. So that is when we shall come to a problem and then solutions. One, if you look at our health system, we are more concentrating on curative than preventive. If you go to statistics, I don't know how much money in our budget is going into preventive than curative. So to me, that is where the problem is. Because 95% of the diseases that we have in Ntugamo are preventable. Now, the concentration is on buying drugs than creating awareness that some of those things are done away with. That is the first challenge that we have. The second is the issue of referral. How many ambulances do we have in the district that can refer, maybe if there is a problem that people can access, maybe Ntugamo or Mbarara regional
How many
hospital.
ambulances do we have in the district?
Are they functional? That is another question.
I think issues of health need never to be hidden.
Yes.
It's like Eruchiga saying that when you hide something, the rats feed on it. And when you hide issues of health to the people, to the public, to the nation, you are hiding people's lives. If you talk of ambulances, on 25th of December, we had a terrible accident at Ruhanga. 21 people were seriously injured. When we reached the Ntugamo, there was only one ambulance, and it could only transfer one person from Ntugamo to Mbarara Referral Hospital. In October last year.
Are you objecting to his information or you want to give information?
October and November last year, Ntugamo District Referral Hospital had no single delivery of medicine to lead. People were buying even normal saline from outside the hospital. And actually we are saying everything is good all the day. Eh? I'm telling you, issues of health are health and they affect our lives every day.
Thank you, Honorable Member. Thank you for that information. Yes, go ahead.
Madam Speaker, my last point is another challenge which we have in the health sector is communities themselves. in terms of decision making, when should they go to seek for health?
Speak to the people.
That is where the delay is. Then the second one, the third one, I think, is if they go there, are they getting the customer care? That is where we also have a challenge in terms of our health workers, the way they receive the patients and the way they talk to them. So to me, if we work on those 3 points I've mentioned, I think we'd have moved a step ahead in providing quality services to our people of Ntugamo. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Please, as we wind on the health sector, what is the situation? You people who access this health
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. What I have observed here, mostly on civil servants, these are the very people who want to serve regime than giving service delivery. What do I mean? What do I mean? First of all, everybody here is aware the current status of Itojo. I was wondering, last year I went with these students as the youth chairperson of this district, NRM. I went with students to Itojo. We found people crying. So I was wondering, a DHO, a medical superintendent, come here and just you start receiving public. That is really, it's unfair. And really you should come here and say, I'm sorry. That is number one. Secondly, let's not eye Itojo Hospital alone. We have our health center tools around the Ntugamo district, where you go and you don't find doctors, these assistant doctors, I don't know where the way you call them, but they have days they work. They have some days they don't work. They don't want to work. What do I mean? Like on weekends, you don't find medical assistants, medical workers at health center 2 or health center 3. So now, and I may say, in our local language, we call Nyampara. We are lacking Nyampara. What do I mean? Supervisor as the political head of the district. Because these civil servants like Cow is here today, and tomorrow she will be in the Kapuchorwa, she will be in Barara. So it is our role as people of Ntugamo to supervise our health centers, supervise our projects in the district, so that we can uplift the standards of Ntugamo people.
Thank you, Honorable Member, for that information. Yes, the Speaker of the district, what is the situation of health delivery in the district?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. The situation might be improving, but where you see finger points between the medical superintendent and the representative of the sub-county, it means there is a problem. Much as we don't want to say it, but if all things are going well, then there would be no need of disagreement. So there must be a problem at the hospital. 2, I think why we are discussing health.
Why are you people hiding the problems?
Why we are discussing health, Madam?
You either speak them in People's Parliament or forever you keep your peace.
Madam Speaker, when we talk of health and one comes up with information and say we had an accident in Ruhanga, 20 people were stuck, and you say no, that means you are talking of the situation that is on. But the reason as to why we are here, we are looking at the way how we can improve. In the future, if we have such scenarios, how do we handle?
Thank you, Honorable Member. I think you have a burning point. Can you take up the podium?
Thank you, Madam Speaker, and the audience. My issue was about guidance. I wanted to guide the House. As he has said, it is not about shunning an event or a problem if it lies on your side. It's about seeing where we can better the things. Because I'm seeing people going to the extremes. If this is wrong, then can we get the right thing? But if someone finds out that maybe in what he said he had the wrong element in it, he tries to defend it, which is not right. Personally, I was there, as the Speaker of NUSA has said, 28th December. The medical superintendent was not there, believe me not. Someone took us around the hospital. You were not around, and power was not there. They told us power was not there. You can't be here now, power is here, and they tell you power is not there. When you are saying it, it was not there, I was there. So let's tell you the truth. I'm not agreeing with someone who says Itojo has never had power, but let's agree that we have shortages and we address them. Thank you.
How are these health centers functioning? How are these health, can I hear from the women? You are the women who deliver in those hospitals. How are they functioning? What are the challenges?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. When you go to health department, really, for me, I can't say it's good in Ntugamo. For me, I'm coming from Rubare, but when you go to Rubare Health Center 4, we have only 3 midwives and 2 doctors. But when you go to maternity ward, you find like 10 women are on labor, but only 3 only 2 maternity, these midwives are on duty working. Others you will not find there. You will not find them there. Only thing which is disturbing the health department is just monitoring and supervision to these DHOs and the other people. If we can have the monitoring and supervision, everything will go smoothly.
What are the challenges women are facing in these hospitals?
Thank you, Madam Speaker. Of course, even before I air out the challenges, when you hear of a challenge in the hospital employees, definitely you expect the challenges they are facing to impact on the patients. So, honestly speaking, in a situation where there is no electricity in the staff quarters, and you have an emergency in the hospital, and this health worker cannot able move from home to the hospital, you expect a challenge. Madam Speaker, it is very disappointing to begin standing here and we convince ourselves and deceive ourselves that everything is well. I would suggest that we do not behave as if we've been hired. We just get straight to the point. Because honestly speaking, I can assure you, members have resorted to using the private clinics, the able ones. But those that are not able to access the health, to support themselves by accessing the health units, trust me, they have a challenge.
Thank you. Thank you. The mayor has spoken. The mayor has spoken. I don't know whether there's somebody opposing the mayor. Yes, Cow. What are you doing about absenteeism in the hospital?
Now, we need to understand the way health works. And the government policies that you work for 80 hours. Even in health, they work for 80 hours. That's why they hand over to another lot. So you don't expect that when, say, Rubare has 2 doctors, all the 2 doctors are there at one time. One works for 80 hours. After the 80 hours, hands over to another. It's the same thing with midwives. If we have 4 or 5 in Itojo, 2 work for 80 hours. After 8 hours, another 2 come in. And the cycle goes so that the 24 hours in a day, Madam Speaker, are covered by a trained personnel. We do not expect all of them to be there. They do not work like my office that works during the day from 8 up to 5 with a break of lunch.
Thank you. The chairman wanted
hours.
to say something. Chairman, what do you want to tell us?
Madam Speaker,
in 1 minute, Chairperson.
The issue is there an improvement in the health sector?
Everybody agrees there is an improvement.
If we agree, then do we know that there were no doctors in Itojo, but now they are doctors? If we agree, do we know that the doctors at health center 4s were not there and they are now there? Do we agree that they are operationalized? Do we now agree that in this district, not Itojo, we have got 4 ambulances, one based at Rubare, one based at Ruashamire, one based at Chitwe, and another one at Itojo?
Okay.
So if we can summarize that, why do we have to portray the whole situation as doom?
Okay, thank you, Chairman. Which information do you want to give, Honorable Member?
Thank you, Madam
Speaker. In 1 minute, please.
Yeah, thank you, Madam Speaker. My only one concern is this. I want to inquire from the district heads, the Cow. Can I get your attention, Madam Cow? And the district chairperson. Are we supposed to pay for the chairman's bills, or water bills, electricity, whatever? Such that we get to know who is not doing what.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. The debate is hot here. The health sector, the health service delivery here in Ntugamo district. Let's go for a short break, and when we come back, we are still tackling the challenges that the district is facing. Welcome back. You are still watching NTV People's Parliament, still sitting here in Ntugamo district, discussing challenges of health, education, and road infrastructure. But the debate on health is really taking a center stage. But before we go into the solutions, Honorable Member, there is a question that was raised by Honorable Member. Can I have the Chief Finance Officer of the district to answer to this question, please? Come forward.
Such a standing number 2 of the public service of Uganda, so that every public service servant who received salary is consolidated. Consolidation meaning what? In that salary, we have medical allowance, we have airtime, we have housing, we have everything.
And utilities.
And all utilities.
Yes. People saying that you pay the utility bills of the chairman of the
No,
district.
the chairman is getting a consolidated salary of 2 million. In that, there is airtime, utility bills, support staff, all are paid in that payment.
So, Honorable Member, in case there have been...
It is also included.
The Honorable Members,
Yes.
please, I'm chairing this session, I'm chairing this house. In case there are, as you know, there are salary delays in public service, what about if the salary delays for about 3 months, like it has been? What happens to these medical workers?
God loving, we no longer have salary delays. Our salaries are paid in time, but in 28 we are
Okay,
getting salary.
thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member. Let's continue. What are the challenges in education now? Let's come forward on the challenges of education in the district, please. Go ahead, Honorable.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Imet Mbwine, one of the head teachers in Ntugamo. Very many children have died just during the rainy season because schools which don't have those gadgets, automatically children are left in the hands of God, and some die and some survive. Therefore, I appeal to the government to intervene before children are cleared by those natural calamities. Another problem is the lack of electricity, especially in rural areas. Actually, that has handicapped and linked the educational systems in rural areas. So if there was electricity in rural areas, there are some remedies which would take place and standard would raise much as they are now. Therefore, I appeal to the government to inculcate the rural electrification in rural areas to enhance educational standards. Then another problem is water availability in rural areas. Most children, when they come with packed lunch and they come from distant areas, they don't have what to wash with their hands and even to drink. Therefore, this has actually handicapped the health of these children at school. Therefore, I appeal to the government to try, as it has tried, to supply enough materials, instructional materials to these children. And lastly, the delay of UPE funds. When schools open, of course, there are no enough pieces of chalk, prep books for teachers, pens, and the like. Therefore, schools just come to a standstill to some extent. And that hampers the educational standards and academics in the school. Therefore, I appeal to the government to deliver its funds in time so that they rectify the situation and leave the standards to take place.
Thank you, Honorable Member, for those very important points. Yes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. My name is Paul Rukenge.
Honorable. You are Honorable Member of this House.
Rukenge
now.
Paul. I'm from Chebasi.
Okay.
A president of United Youth Development Forum. One, the challenge I've seen in this education sector, mainly management team, they have. You find that someone who's heading the PTA is not educated. I give you an example where I started from, Chibasi. Someone who's heading that school is not Chindyomunda. It's another person. But he's not educated. And what do you think? I was looking at the performance. By the time we were there, we performed. And this time around, the grade is declining. And it is happening not only in Chibasi. Yeah. It is happening in all schools. So I do appeal to the government that they should put measures directly from the civil servants
we don't have. Actually, they should verify these people, the head teachers, all these people, so that they can bring
Point made. Point made, Honorable Member.
The release of the UPE funds, the chairperson management committee sit with the head teacher and ask for a portion. So the accountability of the UPE funds, most of the committees do not know where it goes. Another challenge, when parents sit on their general meeting, they make a minute of just putting a simple portion. Some parents who do not want to give that portion, when they chase a student or a pupil, someone rings to the RDC and the RDC arrests the head teacher. And I think we should put there a bylaw that when those people put their minute, we should recognize it, and the RDC should favor us because our rural schools are becoming poorly performing. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Why aren't these public schools being supervised, Mr. Vice Chairperson of the district?
Madam Speaker, schools vary from one school to another.
In 1 minute, please. In 1 minute, explain
Madam
why you're not
Speaker,
supervising.
there are some schools actually where you find the community is well informed and they are taking actually in the right direction. We have actually sensitized the parents on the radio for the community involvement and backing actually the inspection from the inspectorate. But where actually you find people have grasped this issue of UPE non-payment of anything, then actually you find people that are not getting anything. But where you find the community, the management, school management committee, the PTA are actually just joined with the teaching staff to uplift the standards of that community, then you find actually there is good performance. And it's where, Madam Speaker, that Ntugamo has actually consistently performed fairly. Because actually we are attaining the other last year we were 7th, and this year, last year we are the 5th. That one actually reflects that though we are not actually to the 100%, but actually there is good performance, Madam Speaker.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Member.
I want humbly put my clarification to the read of government business. I almost every year that we have been the 5th or the 6th, the 5th, the 7th, I don't know our position as a district. I expected the leader of government business or the secretary of education of this August House to come here and tell us, since we have been the 5th, what were the strong points that made us the 5th? What were the challenges? How are we going to avoid those challenges so that we can now come back from the 5th to the 1st? Basically, that is the right procedure we should proceed on. But we are just on a guesswork, 5th, 6th, which is which now?
What can we do to move from the 5th to the 1st position as a district?
Madam Speaker, we have actually been assisted as a district by UNICEF. UNICEF actually is supporting education sector for training of all management committees and PTAs, and actually that exercise has been done. Secondly, we have tried as a district to fill the gaps that were existing in education by recruiting inspectorate, because there were some gaps, Madam Speaker, and of which are now fully filled. Thirdly, Madam Speaker, one actually just mentioned that I should have given statistics or benchmarks that can improve education. One is that actually we have carried sensitization in district-wide by using the media, and actually even frequent inspection by the inspectors.
If we what can we do as a district to improve the health and education?
If we are to get to a genuine solution, we must be genuine to ourselves. By standing here and say, Ntugamo district was the 5th, that is a pure lie. Ntugamo municipality was the 6th. Ntugamo district was the 29th. Yes. among the 10 best performing schools, all were private schools. Then we send a picture and say we are improving. However, the solution is here. Since UPE came in, parents became reluctant. And the parents are the key supervisors and inspectors of these schools. You can't expect an inspector of the whole district to inspect all the 230 schools the cow has talked about. It means even teachers take the advantage of having no supervision because the parents say, our children belong to President Museveni. To an extent that some parents are not sure whether their children are going to school or not, or even which schools they are going to.
Yes, gentlemen, can we wind up on how can we do to improve the situation, please?
Now it is the role of the district here, headed by the Chief Administrative Officer, in liaison with your Inspector of Schools, to come, to go down and teach those committees on how they can work with management committees and PTAs. That is solution number one. Secondly, as a council headed by the chairperson and executive, you should even increase on monitoring. You monitor our schools because it has been a problem for the whole year. You don't find a chairperson who is executive just to monitor a school.
Okay, thank you, Honorable Member. Yes. Let me have another young Honorable Member here to speak.
Thank you, Madam
Please,
Speaker.
Honorable Member, 1 minute.
Thank you, Madam Speaker.
What is the solution?
My solution is put trust in our readers. Already, they have added the inspectors. They are doing the work as it wasn't before. So what we should do is to trust our readers who are doing so great, and we see our district prosper.
And we support them. Thank you, Honorable Member. What is your burning point, Honorable Member, please?
The way forward is some of the schools, because I'm a teacher by profession, some of the schools that are performing well, there is much input by the foundation body who happens to be the parents. So my humble request is to the politicians. Politicians must run away from parents. There is this business of UPE. People are preventing parents from paying money that are passed through general parents' meetings.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, honorable members, for being part of this very important debate in NTV People's Parliament. Because of time constraints, the problems of social service delivery is so immense that we cannot complete them in one day. We have been in Ntugamo for all this time. I am still Agnes Nandutu, the Speaker of People's Parliament. Until next time, I adjourn this house.